Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you a few clips today of me getting ready whilst I talk about my Arbonne experience. So as you can see, my skin did in fact improve from using the products, and here is a video of me getting ready. So in this I'm using the BioHydra range, and I'm only using a couple of the products for my morning routine. So I want to talk about what happened after I videoed my super calm video. So basically I had an allergic reaction, and this was not fun. It was around the top of my forehead and also went down to my eyebrows. I then discontinued using it and just stuck to the BioHydra, of which I'm still using today. I've nearly used it completely up. I think that I will probably buy BioHydra again. I will not be buying Super Calm again. I will potentially try other ranges, but I might also move on to a new brand. I'm going to see how I feel. With my time at Arbonne, when I worked there for just under a month, a couple of weeks, I found that the community was really, really lovely. The community that I was a part of, we were all on calls together all the time, in a group chat together, really kind of hyping each other up and really getting to know each other. It was really nice kind of community experience. As a whole, I really enjoyed my time working with them, and I did find that it was a bit overwhelming, there being so many people working in a chat and working together. I'm quite a shy person, it was quite overwhelming for me, especially because I was doing my degree and working on a diploma as well at the same time. So I wanted a job, I was willing to take on the pressures of it, but every day the amount that it did require was a bit too much for me personally. Other people might be able to work it around their schedule, but because I was working on so many other projects as well, I found it very hard to balance all three without it really damaging my mental health, and that is why I mainly stopped. I think that another reason why I stopped is because I'm not a very well-off person. I don't have that much money. It was quite a commitment to even start up, and I think that did put me off a little bit, and I really did try with it, but it just didn't work in my schedule. I don't have money. It worked out for my friends who had more money because they were able to promote the products more because they had tried them, but for me, not having that much money, as much as I worked and contacted people or whatever, I think that did put me off a little bit. I just found that it was a bit too difficult for me. And so I have products that I will test and try in these videos, but I no longer work for them, just to confirm. I did really like all the products, and at first before joining, I did have my worries about it being like a pyramid scheme and everything, and it was obviously shown as multi-layered marketing, which is obviously legal, and I think in the end, morally, it wasn't quite right for me, because I felt like I was using the people around me to kind of better myself and one-up myself, and I didn't really want to go that way. I tried to completely avoid that route as much as possible, just kind of getting people used to the products and just chatting to them about it, but in the end I didn't end up selling anything to anyone because I didn't have the heart to keep messaging and kind of trying to get people to buy things. I've worked in a shop before, and I basically just applied my knowledge from working in a shop to kind of this, because I was like, well, if you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. I didn't want to be that person who pressures or, keeps asking or keeps posting all the time. So I just talked to the people who wanted to talk to me and, made a list to make sure that I didn't keep hounding anyone who didn't want to. And I think that's why I wasn't successful, because I don't have that kind of mindset to kind of keep doing that to my friends and family. I'm quite a mindful person, and I think I just cared too much, about, upsetting the people around me. And I'm sure that you can, if you, find the right ways and you get used to it, probably find those ways. But I'd heard so much about people going friends and family saying that they had been hounded, or it just felt forced or anything, not from me, but from other people in previous experiences. And I didn't want to be that person. So I guess for me, I was instead of going down that route, I'm just gonna avoid it completely as much as possible. And then in turn, it kind of made it impossible for me to sell anything. I'm sure, I don't mean to make this sound bad in any way, it can really work if you've got that kind of mindset of building a business and everything, but I'm not quite I mean, I'm an artist, so I don't really quite have a business head at the moment. Down the line, I'll have more of a theatre business head of how to sell myself as a performer, but selling skincare for a brand that is so big, I don't necessarily know if that's for me. I have nothing against the brand. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that it's vegan and cruelty-free. I know that there are questions about whether it actually is, and from most of the research I've done and when I've spoken to people, it sounds like it is, and I'm confident in the people that I've talked to and so forth that, you know, I trust that it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like PETA approved and so forth. And I think it's just more down to personal preference. I wasn't quite the same as all the other women and men who were involved in the business. I wasn't quite the same type of person. I think that made it quite hard to get on, because I'm a little bit different, and I think I have very different tastes, and I'm a different energy. I don't necessarily know that I blended well into the company as a whole. I do really admire the people who have made it work for them and who have succeeded. Like, you know, it seems brilliant if you can get there, but for me, in the end, it didn't feel like it was meant to be. I think most of the products are really nice. I didn't get to try much, to be honest, because obviously my money situation, but I think my overall experience was nice with the products and with the people. However, the business style and the job itself, I was not cut out for. I think it could have worked if I had kept going and kept talking to people and, you know, stayed on the grind of messaging people every single day, but I just didn't want it to feel forced, and it was uncomfortable. It was an uncomfortable experience, I think, if I'm honest. Yeah. You know, everybody who I worked with, absolutely lovely. Products, absolutely lovely. I'm sure for other people it would work out so well, but I think I just don't have the right friendship groups and the right connections, because a lot of my friends aren't interested in those kind of things, and I think that makes it definitely harder if the people around you aren't into skincare as much or aren't into health and well-being and fitness stuff. I think that definitely makes it more challenging, because you have to find those people more. I think that I will definitely still use some of the product, some of the hair care, but I think on the business side of things, I don't see myself going back to it. I just wanted to add that I had a really good time using their anti-frizz, their hair care stuff, and that actually really helped my hair. It felt so good. And that is a product that I would actually recommend. The fizz sticks as well, even though they're not full of caffeine, they've got natural caffeine. I really enjoyed them. Yeah, I'd love to try more, but obviously the money is a problem. I hope that this has been somewhat informative, and if you'd like me to answer more questions or to go more into certain areas of the business, just to talk more about my experience, I am more than happy to. And yeah, I feel like I've covered most of everything. If I haven't, then I will totally do another one and fill you in more. But I just want to say thank you so much, and I hope to see you in some future videos. As you can see, my little makeup tutorial is still going. I'm just going to chuck in some photos of the finished look at the end. I hope you enjoy it. I'm sorry this isn't the most visually interesting thing that I've ever done, but I just needed something to fill the time whilst I just talked to you. Once again, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed hearing my experiences with the business, and hopefully see you in a video soon.